Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to On the Swivel at the Sportsbar. This is our episode 38 of the first season, and I'm just here to talk to you because I usually do this live, but today, we're not. We're gonna just do it be manually because I'm gonna be off tonight. So we are not gonna do this live today. So that's good. That's all right. There's no big problem with that. Anyway, so as a disclaimer, I use a lot of videos in this, so I need to put this disclaimer before and after I get started. So everybody knows fair use, fair use. Anyway, welcome aboard to those who are going to be listening to the replay of this. You know, it's another slow. I mean, we got football coming up, so let's just jump right into it, right? Because we know the season starts right after Labor Day on the 5th, and we got a doozy of a game. The marquee game of the whole first week is Kansas City against the Ravens. And of course, we know that Kansas City is going to be favored. And of course, I listen, Lamar Jackson, I tell you, the only reason that keeps him from being an outright great quarterback is that he has to win a big game. He has to win some more big games. I mean, like the regular season is his, right? Depending on who he's playing, they could be 12-4 or 12-5, whatever the damn season is every single year. You know what I'm saying? They could do that every year. They could win the majority in double digits every year. But when they get to the playoffs and crunch time, there's always something. Always something. So right now, from the jump, he's got to find a way to beat Kansas City. And yeah, Patrick Mahomes still at the top of the game. He might be the same guy. Patrick might be the guy who's going to make sure that a lot of the dudes who should have had Super Bowl rings never get them. It should be a good game. I'm looking forward to it. Get your favorite beverage out, get some wings going, and your blue cheese, and just sit down and celery. Just sit down and watch this game. And then on Friday, a special Friday night, football just wants to saturate every day. If they could, they'd have football every single day. Well, we're gonna have the Eagles against the Packers, and we're gonna see Jordan Love come back, see if he could add on to his very, very good season last year. And of course, Jalen Hurts. I call it like maybe a bounce back. Let's see how they play. When he's making all that big money, time to live up to the hype. All right, so this is schedule. I was gonna click the schedule, but man, you know what? It's just typical. And it's not really that many different marquee games this week. This first week, I was surprised. I looked at the schedule. I thought there would be more. You know, but just a couple of firsts. I mean, if you're a Giant fan and a Jet fan, if you're in the New York area, you know, ah, Anyway, so it should be an interesting week. Everybody just likes the first week. I have my Red Zone channel on, and I'm sure a lot of people will too. Have my fantasy league teams going and all that kind of stuff. So there you go. Basketball, right? Yeah, we're waiting for off-season buzz. What's going on in basketball? Gaminga, Jonathan Gaminga, he's up. He's up for a max contract at 21 years old. Can you imagine him getting paid $224 million at 21? What's that, a 5-year contract? Whatever the deal is, it's guaranteed money. So at 26, 27, he'd be due for another contract. And at that 32 or 32, he'd be due for another one, right? Can you imagine? I mean, well, first of all, he needs to up his game because I'm not even sure he's worth 224 right now with his numbers, right? So he got to up his game. I don't know if they're going to try to sign him before the season, during the season, or next season. But if he got the money and he got 3 contracts in him and he gets better, see, he's got to win something. He's got to get better. He's got to have that average over 20. He's got to get those rebounds up, you know. He got to get those rebounds up, and he got to play better defense, you know. So, he's got to elevate his game. He needs 1 or 2 notches above where he's at right now to be in the conversation. To be in the conversation for that kind of money, you can't just give that shit out. That's just my take on it. So anybody, you guys put your take in the comment section. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to my channel. Anyway, I come back with sports talk every Wednesday. I have some fellas up with me. Like I said, today I'm just recording and I'm gonna put this out there so people can see it. But I'm gonna have the time so it could come on at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern tonight. And so you can chime in, even though it's pre-recorded. All right. So I'll be back live next week, Lord willing. Anyway, they say Trey Young is on the trading block, which makes sense because I think his stay in Atlanta is over. The team ain't getting any better, right? There's just no buzz on the team. If I was the owner and the GM, they got to be thinking, if I can get value for this guy, maybe I could rebuild this team with a good core nucleus dudes, but man, they shouldn't be in this position anyway. They should be contenders, so there's some bad management, I think, going on. So I don't know where he could end up. Suppose he ends up in San Antonio, with Victor. That's a place. I don't know if they need him on OKC or anything like that. I think the Knicks are happy with their point guard. Where can he go? Hopefully he'll be looking to go somewhere where he could be a beneficial for a playoff run, and not just fooling around like he is in Atlanta. But I guess if the money's right, he ain't gonna really care. WNBA talk. All right. We got Angel Reese, of course, and Caitlin Clark, the two rookies that are changing the face of the WNBA. One with her rebounds, the other one with her assistant scoring, and one who's a fashionista who puts a pretty face on that WNBA as opposed to the butchy face that it has for the most part. And so it's really, really nice to see a woman, actually, I don't know, exploiting her sexuality. You can't call it anything other than that. She, in her nice scantily clad dresses and booty cheeks out and under boobs from time to time. So, she's just you got the body for it. She's tall and she's making a little bit of money. So, and she can play some ball. Is she the rookie of the year over Caitlin Clark? I don't think so. I think it's close. I'll be anxious to see if they're going to try to sell out and do the wrong thing by just giving it to her as opposed to Caitlin Clark. And here's the reason why Caitlin Clark is the rookie of the year. Because they have her in second place for the most valuable player of the whole league. So that's just like a tacit acknowledgement that she's already the rookie of the year. Because otherwise it won't make any sense. How could she be in second place for MVP of the league if they don't already see her as the rookie of the year? And she's got the fever playing some good ball, right? She got them playing some good ball. So I wanna expand on her a little bit here so we can see a little bit more of her replay. So stay tuned. Yeah. She can see you. She sees you. She sees.
Seated here in the WNBA, just looking ahead. Lexi Hall knows
Yeah, there you go. We saw she's just playing, man. She's just playing the game. All right. What's next? Here's the standings. All right. So the first eight teams get into the playoffs. Indiana 7, Chicago's 8, and the Fever, they're almost 500. So they're playing hot basketball right now after a very, very slow start. And Caitlin has the assist numbers this year already. And she could have broke another record, but they took her out of the game. So they quote unquote rub it in the other team. So she could have had I guess most assists in the game record recently, and they took her out of the game last few minutes. And she's still getting bullied out there. She's getting nastier back, but Skylar Diggers is bumping into her, causing a ruckus. So there's a lot of stuff, and her sisters are just jealous of her. And I don't know, man. They're gonna try to bite the hand that feeds them. They're just all idiots. Anyway, Big Three championship game was just recently, and we're gonna show some highlights there.
Joe Green for three again. Green goes back to the bench. They got their original starters in. Brewer. Oh, what a that shot.
So they get a 13-point lead, but keep looking.
At times when you don't call this defense, offense, but they gave up an easy shot to Green right there. Tip left. Beasley elevates. Beasley, middle of the floor. Chalmers for three. It's that corner three. Nope. Spins. Goes up. How does he do it? Green picks him up. Beasley hangs. Fires. Here, score. Beasley. Spins.
It's like a little walk there to me.
Steer Cole. 5 on the clock. Hezzy. To the rim. Lays it up.
Takes the lead. Green's company take the lead. Just briefly, though.
Green for three. And he's staying high. Brewer clears it. The Green again. Beasley tries to answer. Goes up. Buckets. It's not going to be easy. Show him. Beasley on Carter. Gets downhill. Shifts it over. Chalmers for three. Down. Jabs. Contact. Spin. Up. Buckets. Big free throw for Brewer. Misses it. Oh, and
Good tap. Good tap.
Oh, guess who it is? Guess who it is? Guess who it is? Green for the win. Green comes up. Huge. Rex. A big three champions.
There you go. Yeah, that was a good game. They played well. Baseball. Whew, I mean, is anybody really watching baseball? I know that for all the salaries they play, there's got to be a lot of money somewhere. But I don't know anybody who's excited about just a regular season in baseball. I know I'm not, but I'm not, the average person. I mean, I like sports, but I can't stand and see. I just can't watch baseball no more. I used to. I mean, in the playoffs, I might get to see the Yankees if they're playing the Mets, if they're playing well, but I just can't get into it. Of course, NHL's on the off season. So other sports. Let's go to the other sports. Well, here's something interesting about ESPN, a child company of Disney who has gone woke and who's the champion of wokeism across the whole country. The whole programming is about identity politics and the message about all the shit that nobody really wants to see. And they sacrifice storylines and everything. So Sam Ponder decides that, you know what, enough is enough. Title 10 is under enough attack. A lot of people don't talk about it enough, but the Supreme Court shot down the bullshit that Biden and Harris was trying to do with Title 9 and change it into some ambiguous words. Title 9 is to protect naturally born women, naturally born women, sexually born women who are in sports, not men who think they're women, while they're going through some kind of gender dysphoria. So anyway, as for right now, that's one of the things that you're going to think about in the election. There's one group who wants to change to 49, 50 something genders, and there's another group who understands it's just two. Anyway, so that's a couple of things that need to be. So Ponder, who's making over $1 million a year, by the way, decided to stop being like the rest of the men in ESPN who are pussies. She decided that she has a real one, and she said something about it. You know what I'm saying? She decided, hey, listen, this is for women to fight, and she did. It shouldn't be just rally games fighting for women's rights. It's got to be more women standing up and say, you know what, I might lose out to the woke mob and all that kind of stuff. Can't be just Sage Steele. It can't just be there. More and more women need to come out and say, you know what, I'm a woman, hear me roar. And even a woman who made that record is probably uh, won't define a woman anymore. So she's one of those ultra liberal things as well. But anyway, uh, so Sam Pond, I was going to play a little bit of it, but we already know the story. I just went through it. So she's going to land on her feet. It's a long day in hell that I'm going to feel sorry for a white woman who makes $1 million a year. She's going to be just fine. Anyway, so here's a newcomer, Abdullah Mason, who's a boxer, and he's a lightweight. He's just got a few records. He got a little bit of power, a little bit of stuff with him. Let's take a look at how he looks. Let me expand this just a little bit.
Working those combinations. And good body shot, Jimmy. He's respecting the young man. He's putting combinations together. You heard him with that shot.
All right, well, he was smart enough to take a knee.
Sensation Mason has LeBron in trouble. This #1 prospect in the world can close the show.
He's no fear. Those hits behind the head, man.
Nice short uppercut right there. But he comes around that guard. You understand that. So you have the high guard. There's space around that guard. And hit him right on the earlobe. Here's that knockdown. Second knockdown. Same spot. Over and over and over again. You can see LeBron right there. Doesn't like that heat at all. That is fire.
I'm sure don't like that heat.
Right hooks to the side of the head. Enhanced speed, the total package.
He backing up again. Boom! That body shot was it. 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 Boy, that body shot was it. Anyway, so here's some boxing coming up. Inouye, and anyway, if he was a little heavier, boy, he'd be all over TV. This guy, they call him the monster. I mean, if I'm gonna catch this fight, hopefully it's on ESPN. His fights are, even if it's not real time, the whole fight will be on YouTube after it's over. But hopefully I can see it live. This guy is a must-see fighter. Daniel Debos against Joshua. You never know what kind of fight Joshua is going to give you, even though he should be better. I mean, he's built for it. He should be better than he is. But I guess hopefully stuff leads to a showdown between him and Tyson Fury for the ownership of across the pond. You know what I'm saying? Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, on again, off again. I think Mike Tyson is capitalizing on a hype leading up to a fight, which may or may not happen. And so is Jake Paul, but Jake was fighting this recently. But Mike, I don't know if he's ever going to get back into the ring. And this can't be an exhibition. You're going to be in there. You're going to have to try to knock this dude out. Mike is in great shape, but he's getting old. He got these ailments. He had gallbladder. He had some other groin here, some shit that kept him out of the fight already. I don't know if it's better, right? Who knows? When you're his age, does it get better? Really? And then of course Tyson Fury come back to try to avenge the loss. I don't know how he's still number one, but he is. So really, I hope him and Joshua actually stop bullshitting before they both become worthless and fight each other. Fight each other. Give people something they want to see. You know what I'm saying? Stop bullshitting. Disclaimer: fair use for all the videos I use. I'm gonna put those video uh, uh, links in the description so you can have them if you want to see the whole thing. Just so I'm, give people credit for the content that they put out there. And of course, that brings us to a close. Fair use on a swivel at the sports bar. We're having a good time today with y'all guys. And I usually do this live and have a few fellas up, but you know how it is. I'm gonna be out of pocket tonight, so I wanted to record something for you, and this is it. So enjoy. If you have some questions, put your questions in the comment block because it will still be turned on. Leave me some comments. Got some suggestions? Leave me some suggestions. And remember, we're live every Wednesday at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern. And if I got to know you, I might let you up because I'll drop the link every so often. And if you have a topic on sports you want to talk about, be sure to let me know. Because I was going to say except baseball, but I have a link to the baseball schedule. And I might start, now that we're getting closer and closer to the end of the season, start looking at, putting at least one slide or something in there about the best thing that's happening in baseball right now. And I really don't see it. There's a couple of things I've already missed. There's always something going on that's not on the mainstream, but it's interesting for people to talk about. And I try to catch those things from time to time. But you know what? It's my anniversary week this week. Me and the wife are going to be having a good time. So I wanted to get off of YouTube for a second, and for a few days and just enjoy, hanging out there. 37 years. Can you dig that? And in the meantime, you're on a swivel at the sports bar, and I'm getting ready to check out. Our pain. My channel is Marriage, Politics, and Sports. Over and out.